pensando las cosas. Fue difícil. Un día me dije que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté.
Pedirle a la gente que le diga a su familia que está pensando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org para nuestras historias y saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at FM.com. On the internet. And TKFM first, 93.7 The Ticket. Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to The Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello. Welcome back to Speed and Power. Right now it's DP Harrison and I, myself, Nuri. We are on our first episode of the year. Megan is on her way right now. She got out of her meeting pretty quickly, and so she'll be here soon.
Important stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you got meet week. You got to go. It's her week this week, so
that's got to be pretty amazing, right?
It's a college meet. Well, I guess she had intra squad, but like the first real college meet, So she's excited.
Good for her.
I'm so excited for her.
I have to be. So I come from a track family. So my brother was an Olympic sprinter.
I did not get your brother on the show.
He's amazing. My brother is my hero. I'm lucky enough that my hero was in my house. He was actually recruited in football by Nebraska, Oklahoma, Texas, but he was a sprinter at heart. They wanted him because he could run.
Right. I mean,
and
Matt Rule would have loved him.
Right.
There are a couple right now too that came here for both.
Yeah. Right. Like that's what they wanted. But he and then he was recruited in track specifically for like all the powerhouse track teams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And my brother is a unique man. He's a unique human being. And he said, I am not going to go anywhere on an athletic scholarship. I'm going to go on an academic scholarship so that if I get hurt, you can't replace me.
That's smart.
That is really smart.
So, but like he had to
work. And my brother at the time, was not motivated academically. He was a 2.6 student, but he went to college on an academic scholarship and became a 4.0 student because it was important. Like that's when I tell you that the way you're motivated as an athlete is the way you're motivated as a student. You just have to apply.
Well, not only that, like it takes away like okay, I need to use a scholarship on this kid. It's like gives you
it helped,
extra scholarship.
and it turned them into. And he turned down University of Tennessee to go to this place called David Lipscomb College, which is now Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee, Knoxville, Tennessee. But he turned down Tennessee to go to like this little tiny school, and he turned it into like an NAIA national champion. Like it was a powerhouse because he went and got all of his buddies,
right,
who were trying to figure out like where to go to college, and they're like, "Hey, let's go to this school. We can all go together, and like we'll have the best relay team.
We'll turn around.
We'll turn around." And they dominated. He got invited to the I want to say it's the 80 Olympic team. He was the alternate in both the 100 and 220. And this is like for track people that know you, Harvey Glant, Steve Williams, like the goats of the goats, and that's how good he was, and which is why I chose baseball over track and field because
I mean you have somebody like that in your family.
What am I gonna do?
I don't want to be forever too.
Right, like I was Little Bob for the first 16 years of my life. Like I was just Little Bob. Like people would see me and it was like, "Oh, Bob," and I was like, "No, it's DP." And they're like, "No, Little Bob." I was like, "Okay,
I gotta go another lane here."
No, you should see if he has time sometime.
He's. I mean, even back in the 70s, before 100 meters, they ran 100 yards. And in high school, he ran a 9.500 in high school.
A 9.5
in high school when the record was 9.4 something crazy. And he ran. My brother was Blaze. He was a man. He was a freak.
That is so fast.
He was a freak. I want to say he was
so fast.
like a 19.9 200.
That's insane. I don't know much about track, and
Yeah.
I'm learning more and more as I go through the weeks of listening to Megan.
Yeah, that's up there. And for that
Like, no, that's
time window,
really good,
too,
yeah.
because you got to think that the equipment's made it so much better too, right?
Right.
Like the spikes, they
Did that-
definitely
The
made
spikes
it
are
different.
better. The tracks are
I mean,
better. The tracks are better.
Did they have like super tight clothes back then too?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Like, doesn't that take off like a
I
couple?
was all the way through high school, all the way until I became better at baseball
Mhm.
because my speed was state level fast, but in baseball I was the fastest baseball player, and I had a baseball coach to come in and tell me, "Listen, in track in college, you'll make a college team, but you won't be the star." And I was also a long jumper, and I was better at long jump than I was sprint, but that was because I really didn't want to have to be that dude. But he said, in baseball, you will hit leadoff and you will set records in stolen bases, and no baseball coach is going to see you and have a player on his roster as fast as you are. And the same for football. He was like, you as a means of wide receiver, I'm damn good enough to play Division I, but in baseball, I was going to be better, immediately better than I was at
Right.
track or football. So, and it didn't matter how, like I was 160 pounds as a senior. So it didn't matter how big I was in track. It didn't matter.
Right.
So my brother was like, play baseball. Play baseball. No, he goes, no, you could go to Virginia Tech and run track, or you can go wherever you want and play baseball. So I'm like, you're the smart
fair.
guy.
That's
I'm
fair.
going to do
That's
that.
fair.
So watching college athletes, especially track athletes, first of all, they're built different. My brother was the first track dude I ever saw that lifted weights. So to watch them now, they all look like bodybuilders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? They're working. I mean, here's an honest question. Could you go through Megan's daily workout?
Not her like conditioning stuff. Like her conditioning stuff was something that I like my workouts that I was doing over winter, like the conditioning stuff was similar. Not saying same, similar in the sense that it was like many repetitions of something,
Right.
but I could never do the conditioning type style that they do. Like I would never be able to, even if that was like adjusted to my weight or to my like speed. I don't think I
No
would be
way.
able to. No, I mean, like she had to do 6 200s at like a 30 pace, which I don't even know what that means, but she looked like she was dying the whole time, like, and
It's torture.
Is it
It's-
like
yeah,
specific to her events that she's
yeah, like
conditioning?
it's like you're running at what you need, and
Right.
like in practice, when we were talking about it, she would say like, oh, she has to run like 300s for her 200s, she has to run 150s for 100 or 500s or whatever for the 400, which makes sense. You want to run more so that like when you run only that little piece or like the 400, then you have like the full motion of like, okay, I'm good the whole time. It's like watching her at inter squad, like watching her warm up and stuff. I was like, dang, I would be dying already.
The track's got to be up there for the worst because I did high school sports, obviously never the collegiate level, but C2, our class size like 50 kids, so I got to do everything. Track by far was
I
just
didn't
a killer
like
for workouts.
Obviously, I was a thrower, so for throwing that wasn't really a big deal for me. But
yeah, you guys
watching
are
the runners and stuff is insane.
Yeah, I find
you
it,
can wait for him too.
and then
I don't know what
through whatever diet in space, right? Like the change in diet,
Yeah, I mean it's crazy.
because now it's not the same. It's really not the same. As a sprinter, I was told that power and flexibility was important, the most important things for me. And it was the first time I began to hear them talk about being explosive. And my brother was like, yeah, that's why I need for you to actually lift weights, because your upper body you need to be strong. Like all the dudes around me were thin and I thought it was okay. Now to hear the workouts, the daily workouts of sprinters, no, they're not human.
No, that's what I'm saying.
These are unicorns. These are unicorns. Sprinters are unicorns. Except when you put them next to the mid-range runners. 400 and 800 runners are aliens and they need to be investigated because it's not human to do what they do. It's not normal. It's not regular. Like, I don't understand it.
Yeah, being able to keep a dead sprint for what 800 meters is ridiculous.
I think 800 is the worst by far.
Like,
'Cause I
it's
did the
that-
mile, 2 mile, 800 by far the worst.
Well, because like you probably can like put your input on that. Like at 800, don't you have to be like at a certain pace the whole time?
Well, you have to pretty much gauge it. So, like, your first 400 has to be, like, at a decent pace because otherwise, if you go out too fast, like, that second 400 is gonna suck. And so, I'd say, like, the 800 and the 600, those are probably the 2 worst races
There's
'cause
a
it
600.
yeah, so,
I
like,
didn't know that.
indoors, there's a
Especially at
600.
lower levels and indoor. Is that
The 600 is an
Yeah.
indoor thing, yeah.
I didn't know that the 600 was a thing.
Yeah, those are really brutal because it's a mix between a 400
Yeah.
and 800. So.
well? That's they get you early and they identify talent, your ability to run 600 at a high level early in life. Then we found an alien. Now let's put him in the 800
I don't
and
remember.
move on.
I don't remember if you told me this, but isn't there like a thing like if you're really good at the 100 and 200, they probably put you in like the 400?
If
or
you're
something
really
like
good
that.
at a 200, you should be able to run a good 400. That's like how it is. So like there's 200 runners that are like, oh, I could never do a 400, but like you should be able to if you're a good 200 runner.
What were you asked to do that you like? Was there ever a race where you were shorthanded? Your team was shorthanded, and the coach goes, "Hey, I need you to run 400."
Well, I started off in 8th grade. I was running 100s, and they were like, "Oh, like you're really good at 100s. Like let's try 200s." And then I was really good at 200s. They're like, "Let's try 400s." And then one time they were like, "Oh, let's just do an 800." And then I just won it, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." So
See,
yeah.
that's when you draw the line. It's just no, coach.
Yeah. Hey,
No,
I'm
coach.
good. You know, I'm good.
See, like I loved trying new things, so I was down to do anything. Like I would have tried a mile if they would have let me.
That's how they got me. So, and I was telling Nori the story. So my older brother was an Olympic sprinter.
Mhm.
Like that's how. And I come from a family of sprinters. Like my mom. If you know track history in America, especially for Black females, the Memphis Tiger Bells is the apex for women's track athletes. Wilma Rudolph, all the great former runners were Tiger Bells. Well, my mom was fast enough to be a Tiger Bell. She just didn't end up going to school there, so it wasn't a thing. And my brother was so fast that I just decided he made me change sports. Like that's like I think my high school the relay record still stands from like 1978.
How much older is your brother?
Brother's 8 years older.
Oh, okay. So you never were able to like run with him.
No,
Yeah.
no. Why would I do that to myself? Look, because he was elite, and I would tell people as a coach and as an athlete, identifying elite is the favorite thing for me. And it goes, okay, I can't do what he does. I mean, seeing him run was magic. Like I've never seen a human locomotive. And to see people's reactions to him, I put it in one of the books that I wrote. I actually wrote the chapter on my brother because I had never seen anything like it. Like I was around great athletes all the time, but here he was right there in front of me. And then I recognized I can use my talents that we share to do something else great. So I became a long jumper, and I was a AAU junior national runner. I was third in the country for my age group in long jump. And I could have been a Division I sprinter. But my speed made me a Division I baseball player. So I took it. That was the easy thing. And I can tell you, baseball players don't work as hard as track athletes. Like our workouts are nothing compared to what sprinters go through. Like at one of these weeks, I'm going to come in and I'm just going to grill you on your workout because what you guys do, what you do now in your sport compares to anything short of wrestling and water polo.
Dude, water polo is so hard. Water polo
It's
is
nothing but cardio.
So hard.
I'd say soccer's got to be up there too.
No,
No,
I played
no,
soccer.
really?
Soccer's not even close.
No.
Like I
No.
played soccer. It's not even close to
Yeah.
anything. Like soccer is because you're not doing just conditioning. Like when soccer, a lot of times when you do the conditioning, you have a ball.
Yeah.
So like with them, they're literally just running. With water polo, a lot of times you have to get into positions and stuff like that while treading water.
And you're fighting off somebody.
And you're fighting off somebody. In soccer, it's like you can walk to your position and be fine.
That's fair.
So
No
like,
subs,
yeah,
though,
like
but,
a lot of the whatever how many miles they run during a game is walking. Like it really depends on where the ball is on the field. But like what they do is like constant running, like continuous running.
Meg, I'll ask
Horrible.
you what I asked Nori. Could Nori do your cardio workout?
I do not.
No,
think
I said,
so
I
at
said,
all. I don't
I
think
said
so.
the same thing. I was like, I told him that I was watching you do your 6 times 200 at like I think it was a 30 pace, right? Is that what you said when you were running on the treadmill?
I think it was like 27 to 29.
See, I don't like. I told him I don't really know what that means. I know it's fast. It's supposed to be really fast. But like I watched you dying, and I was like, I was on the normal treadmill, and I was going like 12.5 miles an hour. I was just jogging, and he was like sprinting, like a dead sprint, and I'm jogging.
Who has the tougher workout between the two?
Well, I feel like we both have like different body
Yeah.
shapes, and
Yeah.
like he can do different things that I can't do.
Like I that's what I said earlier too. Like my lifting is probably harder than your lifting, but your conditioning is harder than my conditioning.
Yeah.
Like what? But then again, I would also say that like your like workouts are hard for you, and my workouts are hard for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
if there's this kid from I can't remember where he's from, Australia or like that, and he's a 14-year-old that's like 6'4", like 270, and I'm like, how does that even work?
What happened?
Yeah, like I was a massive baby. Like I was a huge baby. I was 14 pounds. I was a huge baby.
That's not a baby.
Well,
That's not a baby.
I was
That's
a huge baby, but like I'm like 6'4", which is tall,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty big. But
Yeah.
like I'm also now 22. You know, like that's fair. You can be that at that age.
Yeah.
But like some people at like 14 are the same size. That's kind of ridiculous. Like just walk away and go somewhere else, please.
Yeah. When did you know you were? I don't want to say different. Special. When did you know in your space that you know what? I'm really fast. Like I'm faster than everybody around me.
That's hard. I think it was my 8th grade year because I had an injury when I was in 7th grade, and so I had to be taken out of my other sports. And so track was just kind of like, I'm gonna try it and see if I'm okay at it. And so right when I tried it, I guess it was just like, wow, like no one else is like even close to me. So like I was just like running and going fast, and everyone just didn't compare.
What else would you have done? What else would you have played?
So I was in love with basketball and volleyball. I got in a skiing accident, and so then that took me out for those seasons.
And then you just decided, okay, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna beat
track
the
was my
world.
thing.
You know?
Yeah.
Was it a good space for you? Like, was it highly competitive where you grew up? Was track like a big important thing?
Well, my mom was a track runner in college, so
Oh.
like it was kind of pushed
Okay.
on me.
Okay.
But I was at a private school for 2 years, and like the competition was like not bad. And then I transferred to a AA school, which the competition was more serious. So that was something that I decided to do so that I could get better competition.
Well, I mean, I think you guys have reached the space. I'm looking forward to the new facilities and seeing everything as it is. What's the word? What have you been told? Like, when will you guys be in full? Do you know?
We will be in there in summer.
Really?
Yeah, like we'll be in there in the summer. All of our stuff is going to get moved by the summer. Well, I don't know by the summer, but like in the summer. Like the new season will start in that facility.
You guys must be important.
Hey,
You guys must be important.
crazy.
This is fantastic. I do want to get into the baseline conversation.
Oh yeah, you can jump in on that too because you probably would have had to do your baseline test by now too. On the C word, I'm not going to say it because
Tries not to.
we don't say it.
Well,
in
we'll
football.
set
I don't
the
know.
table. We'll talk some baseline testing. We'll toward the break and then we'll come back.
All
and
right.
have Megan and Roy
Well,
take
we
us
will
through.
be back, I guess.
Yeah.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 in the morning, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was in action. Victor sustained moderate traumatic brain injury. Was doing school, was also for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is Megan Whitaker from the Nebraska golf team. If you put your clubs away for the winter, it's time to get them back out. There's no need to stop thanks to Double Eagle. Double Eagle is home to Lincoln's best indoor golf simulators. It's perfect for every level of golfer, with every visual games for the kids to hyper-realistic simulations of some of the best courses in the world. And the best part, no matter what the weather's doing outside, it's always golf weather. See for yourself. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the...
Visit temporex.org. Message brought to you by Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is searching for technicians of all skill levels to grow with us. Landmark offers a competitive wage, full benefits package with 100% paid employee health insurance, paid time off, paid parental and bereavement leave, an annual recreation bonus, and a boot and clothing allowance. Landmark offers the latest certified John Deere training, so you're up to date with the newest equipment and technology. Interested in becoming a part of the Landmark difference? Apply now at landmark.careers. Landmark Implement is an equal opportunity employer.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Tick. We'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't question.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh man, I love our tech man. They're just.
I wish I could see it.
You should be able
on
to
your laptop.
It should be on the laptop.
Well, it says only the comments.
Other tab.
The private chat.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is what happens with you guys. People are going to ask questions that they know that you can't answer.
Oh, the text message chats.
Like they're going to ask questions.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
they're going to ask questions they know you can't answer. So again, they should probably wait to ask that question once I leave, because then it's up to Harrison to tell you that you can't answer.
Yeah, those are
Okay,
ones
that's
you
kind
kind
of
of around.
wild question.
Well, no, this is the one, and there's space in it to talk about how you feel about the coaching.
Is there a way to like see all of them at once, or is it just all like just?
Well, the most recent ones come up top, so that's why you have it. Otherwise, it'd just be a cluster, and you wouldn't be
And
able
it
to
goes
pick them
all
apart.
like, once they start, it's all day. Like literally, it's a line of text.
New ones are always up top.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I never knew this.
Yeah, you don't get to see how obnoxious it can be or how great it can be. It can be like full extremes of the spectrum. The really good sports fans, and then the people that, quite frankly, you hope they have a nice night.
I'm seeing his message.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you just have to tell people to grow up. Like
That's
it's
fair.
just like, why have I never noticed your tattoo before?
This?
Yeah.
I got it on Tuesday, and I'm getting another one.
I was
tomorrow.
gonna say, I know, I didn't know. Really?
Yeah, it looks
no,
like
I got,
fresh ink.
I got it on Tuesday. It's only the outline. I'm getting more done.
Oh, that's big too.
Yeah, I'm getting the whole sleeve done.
That's sick.
I know. I'm very aware.
No, it literally
Okay.
just happened. Well, I was also wearing my hoodie, so it's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, you've come in before in just t-shirts. And I
Well,
would've known.
this I've had.
Well, that one I knew, but
Yeah,
that one I didn't.
this one happened on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been recent.
What do athletic coaches at the University of Nebraska say about tattoos? Are they fans or not fans?
I don't think they have problems with it because I know
Yeah.
my coaches have tattoos.
Yeah.
I remember my old coach, Coach G. He said, before your junior year, you can't have a tattoo below the elbow. And so as soon as my junior year happened, I got this tattoo in Germany. And as I came back and I was like, hey, it's my junior year. And he goes, God damn it, Nuri, like, why?
my mother would have just chased me out of the house.
Really?
She wouldn't have allowed me back home.
Like,
Quiet little church lady. It would
my-
have been like, no, not happening.
My mom just doesn't care as long as it has meaning. Like if it's just a random stupid tattoo, okay, well then she'd be like, yeah, okay, you're gonna figure something out that has meaning to this.
It just seems like it's a bigger part of college athletics now. Like it wasn't that big of a deal back in the day. So to
Yeah.
watch you guys express yourselves, I'm all for it. So in each program and at each level, they set the baseline. You get these baseline tests where they set a standard for how your brain works, functions, reactions, those sort of things. For football, it has real power because it can control whether you play or not. How does it work in track and field? Do they do the same baseline test for you? Do you guys do a baseline test for trainers to know what your normal operating space is?
We did a baseline. Well, I did it over the summer, and I know a few of the other athletes did it later on. But I think it's just like how it was in high school. Like it was just similar. Like you just do like reading words, like remembering memory stuff. So, like
Yeah.
it wasn't very different because like concussions aren't huge in track and field. Like they happen, but it's not like a huge concern.
Who does it happen to? Like high jumpers, maybe?
I would say high jumpers, pole vaulters, and like sometimes occasionally like relays.
But what about hurdlers? I feel like if
Hurdlers,
they miss
that
a
too,
hurdle or
yeah.
something like that, yeah, I can see that.
I feel like it's the most common in pole vaulting though.
Oh
can
yeah,
see
that
that.
makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Do the hurdles like clap over, or do they once you hit it, how do they fall over?
So if you hit it, like you nick it, like it'll go down forward.
Oh, because they're yeah. that
Or like
makes
people
sense.
fall onto other people. So like
Yeah.
that's how accidents happen.
Hurdlers are another.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I quite frankly, I don't. I always said I'm never impressed by things that I could do. So I'm impressed by college athletes now because they're all doing stuff that I couldn't do back in the day. And it was like, wait a minute, that's not normal. That's there. But through that, Nori, I mean, you go. We were talking about going in the tent, right?
Yeah.
That moment where you recognize, okay, I need, at least
dude,
need to pause.
as soon as a trainer like pulls you into the tent, that's when you know, like, okay, it's like something's bad.
Is that a teammate saying, "Hey, check on Nori"? Is that a coach seeing a play and saying, "Okay, look, maybe he
No,
bumped-"
it's and this has nothing to do with any coach. Like it's
Mm.
not usually it's not a coach. Just based off like for O-line, for example,
Mm.
a coach has so much on his mind. Like Coach Raiola in a game is focused on all five of us, and so like he's not really able to see what's going on in between the plays. He's not really able to see what's going on when we get off the field because we five will sit down and we talk to each other.
Mhm.
and on the field we talk to each other, give it like our communication to each other, and he can't really see if something or somebody has.
So it's a
something going on.
player looking you in the eye and going, Nori's
Like
not,
you're messing
Nori's
up.
gone bye
No,
bye.
dude, like, my best friend at CSU, his name is Alex. He's the reason why I weigh 63 because he had 63 at CSU as well, and he is during practice he hit somebody and like looked fine. We just go into the next drill, and I turn around and Alex is drooling out of his mouth, looking like he's looking through everybody. Like there's not like a conscious thought behind his eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, bro, you good? And he's like, yeah, and keeps drooling out of his mouth. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, what? And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I go to coach. I was like, hey, coach, Alex is messed up. Like he needs to be seen. He needs to like get a trainer. Like somebody needs to get him out. And he was like, why? And he looks at Alex. And Alex literally like. Not even in the drill,
Right.
Like, not even like just close to the drill. He's like standing somewhere off the side, and I'm like, yeah, he's messed up. He ended up having a really, really bad C word, like a really bad, messed up his depth perception. He broke his neck in high school during wrestling, which that didn't help on it. Went to an eye doctor for like 4 months. Like it was horrible, and he ended up medically retiring later on with like all the complications. He had a bad ankle, like that messed him up, and because of him, I wear 63 here. But like seeing that is kind of scary because people have the C word every now and then, and usually it's not that bad. But when you see somebody like that and they don't think about it, they can't see it, that's when it gets scary.
How did you watch Hamlin's injury? How does that affect?
Well, I didn't see it. Like I didn't watch the game,
Okay.
but I saw it on Twitter.
Okay.
And first of all, I thought it was kind of crazy that people were posting the video of it happening. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like you don't do that.
I'm not a fan of
Yeah, you don't do that.
like I don't want to see it the first time. So let alone see it in full
Yeah.
repeat.
Did you hear about this?
No.
This is the safety that almost died like he collapsed on the field.
I think I heard you talking about
Yeah.
it.
He basically like it was a normal football player and he just collapsed. And wasn't he like basically dead?
So they resuscitated him on the field
for what, 14 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like an athletic trainer like giving him CPR the whole time basically. And then they took him on the stretcher and flew him to Cincinnati, I think it was.
Yeah, Cincinnati Hospital.
Yeah, and then he just got out of the hospital today.
He was just released.
Yeah, so I'm happy that like obviously he got out of it healthy and safe, but that's a scary situation. And like I understand that, like I saw pictures obviously of like the whole teams like kind of being around there
To
And,
stop
like,
a game.
Yeah, like
To
that's
stop
scary.
an NFL game.
We had in Germany when I was playing. Obviously, we had like the unorganized football. His name was Ryan. He was a punter. The ball snapped over his head. He jumps on the ball, and some other dude from the other team takes his knee and jumps right in his neck, and he turned blue.
Mm.
He ended up like a helicopter came, like picked him up. It was like in the middle of a cornfield because we like just made a cornfield into a football field.
Yeah.
And it was really, really bad. Like seeing stuff like that sucks.
It's just a reminder. It's
Well,
just a
like,
reminder.
It's like it's crazy how like something like normal as that, made it so crazy. And with Alex, it was just a normal hit. It was a normal everyday O-line hit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of scary to see stuff like that happen because it's all like, people can get like normal concussions. People can get really, really bad concussions. Some people just don't really care.
Megan, what happens in track that stops everything? Like what happens? What's the worst injury you've ever seen?
I've never personally seen anyone get like severely
Yeah.
injured. But I don't know. I feel like you can't really like stop a track meet if someone gets injured. Like there's always so many moving parts going that like they're gonna keep going. Like pole vault might stop if someone gets injured, but
Mm.
like sprinters are still gonna run, like jumpers are still gonna jump. So I don't know.
Do a lot of events happen at the same time?
Yeah, so like there's always things going on. Like jumpers could be jumping at the same time that like the hurdlers are hurtling.
Right.
Like there's so many
And like some field events don't happen on the first day. Like it's spread out. Where
Oh yeah, I forgot. I guess I have 2
Yeah,
days.
2
now.
days
I
meets,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So this week, you guys, where are you this week?
We're home this week, so we have a meet Friday, Saturday.
Okay, and then what's the event? What's it called?
The Graduate Classic, I believe.
And it's really just an inter squad.
No, so this is like a meet. Like we have other teams coming. Our last meet
Okay.
was an inter
Yeah,
squad.
the last one was in squad.
Mhm.
We were
Okay.
talking about that earlier.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Well, this is one, maybe to see sprint events, those are kind of the marquee events for any track event. Is that fair to say?
I would say so. Yeah, like
Like,
sprinters.
we hate to say that in front of like people who do field events. And, you know, they feel bad.
I would say high jump would garner attention
High jump's
too.
good, too.
If you have some freaks going at it and they're jumping crazy heights, high jump can get a huge circle.
Field events, no, they know, they're not. You know,
So
they're just there for the event.
So what time's the event start?
I think 11 on
11:30,
Friday.
I think 11 or
Yeah.
11:30.
But we have good throwers. So like,
Yeah, no,
that's
we do
good to
have really
watch.
Your throws, Nebraska's throws are elite.
They are very blessed.
I mean, well, I know Axelina is
Selena,
world
yeah,
class.
she's insane.
You've got two of the male throwers that,
From
and then
North Dakota State.
yeah, and then there's another young lady who's also
Mhm.
world class. So, you know, something's happening with the track program where folks are starting to show up, and you had a legend leading the program for a long time. Why did you choose Nebraska?
I just fell in love with it. My coach, he just really like we connected, which was like a father figure, which I really liked, and just everyone just felt welcomed. So I just loved it here. Just felt like this was my place.
And the facilities match up.
Oh,
as
they're
well?
amazing. Too,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Nothing to complain about.
Right? Like, I mean, in the event, indoor events, outdoor, not having a home track for a brief period of time, does that bother you?
No, like
I guess, but for you, you did have like your home turf the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You did sprint events here?
well,
last
she just got here.
I'm a freshman.
Well, so you haven't been through. So
Yeah.
everything is set now.
Yeah.
And this is last week was your first, the inter squad scrimmage was the first meet.
It was a few weeks ago, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
that was
in
like my
December.
first college meet, kind of.
And so what was it like? What's going through your head?
Oh, it was really good. Like, yeah, I won the 300. I had the fastest 4x4 split time. Like, I feel like I was mentally ready, but I feel like no one else was because like everyone was complaining and everyone was just on the girls' side, I think at least.
What were they complaining about?
Well, like, this is stupid. Like, I'm not ready for this. Like, I'm not in shape for this. And I feel like it was just a big mental battle.
Yeah.
Like, you hear those things and then you're starting to think like, oh, am I ready for this? Like, am I going to do okay? But like, you just have to block everything out.
Well, who's the leader, the drill leader? Who is the person that sets the pace? Because that's how that stuff gets removed.
Mhm.
If somebody takes care of it and says, "Listen, we're going to work hard enough where this is never an issue again."
Mhm.
Who is that?
Well, we have like a team captain. She does hurdles, Johanna. She's a great athlete, amazing leader.
From Estonia?
From Estonia, yes. She's spectacular. But how we
Mhm.
kind of have it at practice is like we each practice in different groups. Like hurdlers practice together, like sprinters practice together. Like today, I only practice with 3 girls. And so like I feel like in those situations, like I kind of have to take the leadership because like there's always gonna be people complaining. There's always gonna be people saying like we shouldn't go this fast. Like we should go just like a little slower. So I kind of try and take that leadership role because like no one else does.
Well, you can set the standard. If you're, if you're the top 300 sprinter, then it should be you.
Yeah.
And they don't mind that you're a freshman and you're just going to come in and show us how things.
Well, in the beginning, it's hard to like gain that respect because like people are gonna think like, oh, you're just a freshman, like you don't know what you're talking about. Like we're older than you, like we're just gonna push you to the side. But you have to like show them like this is who
Until
I
you
am. and
beat
I'm gonna
them,
be
and
leader.
then-
Exactly.
Until you beat them, and then you don't have to worry about it. So who all is going to be a part of the meet this weekend?
I think Nebraska, Kearney, Concordia,
Wesleyan, probably.
Wesleyan.
Just mainly local.
Mainly local. I think so.
Are the other programs any good? Do you know of them? I know Kearney has some legacy. As a matter of fact, Rico, he was a hurdler. He hears me speak begrudgingly about Kearney track. I'll have to deal with him, and I'll come in here and point up at me.
His whole sport.
This is big. So will there be? You expect a crowd? Is that a part of what track does? Does track draw fans?
Surprised how many people were at the inner squad. Like I didn't think that many people supported college track. How many people did you think it was like a good amount? Because you were there.
I don't know how many like usually there are. The only real track meet where I really like considered like how many people were there was the track high school meet like in Burke. Omaha Burke has like one of the biggest, like I think the top 3 biggest high school
it's a
events
pretty
in the
big
nation.
event.
In the
Yeah.
nation, like I think there's 40,000 people that go through like a high school track, state track. And I think I told you about wrestling too. Wrestling here is pretty like is also in the top 3.
Boys and girls wrestling.
Yeah. So I don't really know what to compare it to. I don't know how like what it usually is. It did seem like it was quite a few people there. I think your mom told me that like she was surprised too that there's like that many people there.
The fact that it like wasn't inter squad, that's why I was
Yeah.
surprised when we showed up.
I guess that's fair, yeah, because compared to like other sports, I feel like that's kind of a lot. Yeah.
What'd you run the 300 in?
What did I run the 300 in?
What do you mean?
My time.
What's your best? What's your best time?
Well, I didn't run 300s in high school. Like that was never a race we had. So like it's just kind of been like what we've been training at, and they decided to do it for a race.
And you don't keep track of times in practice and drills to know?
No, we do. I'm trying to
my
think of what I
standard.
ran it at. What pace?
What are your personal
video
best
of
that
it.
you? What are your personal best that you keep in your head? Like, because that's your standard.
Mhm.
You're not working for anybody else's standard.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be better for you. What are your personal bests that you?
My 400 indoors, which was a PR for me indoors, was like a 57 something, and
Okay.
I've never ran that like even close to that.
Okay.
I think my 300 like a 40.
Was your 300 the one that you did from the from halfway into the curve?
Yeah.
It
That's
was
fascinating.
somewhere in like you started.
Megan Walker ran a 40.1.
I was going to say because this video is 42 seconds long. It's like around 40 seconds.
40.1 is what.
Yeah,
it's
and
at.
like in high school, I used to run like 300s at like a 45.
Damn.
And
Like
Nico
for training.
Schultz won the 600 as well. We got 2 ticket guys.
Yeah, Nico.
Nico's quick.
Nico
can-
is crazy at
Nico
practice.
and Chris is still running, right? Chris Ramsey.
Yeah.
He's still running. And then of course the girls. We follow Axelina.
Right.
She has fans since her appearance. And then who's the other young lady that throws?
That throws.
Yeah, there's another young lady. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Maddie.
No.
What's the other one? From an older one, right?
Ariel? Or
No, now I'm going to be really upset because, and I'm probably going to hear about it. 'cause-
Glenn Meyer, do man on the other
no,
guys?
hold on. I'm going to find it because now I need to.
He's in the roster.
I got it. Look, I feel terrible because I don't want to be disrespectful. And she deserves a shout out because I know she's doing well and I know how hard she works. So it is. Come on.
Scrolling through it right
I'm-
now.
Well, I'm trying to
I
find
see
it now
it.
because I feel terrible. I feel terrible. Like,
We'll get for break.
well, it
We
won't
can
take me
get-
that long because the roster ain't that long, but I want to make sure. It is.
That doesn't find it.
Oh my goodness, right? Right? This is terrible, but I have Marika Spencer. All right. Well, she's a senior. She's been at it for a while because we were talking about her coming on. She was supposed to come on and do a show, and then something happened and we couldn't do it. And we've been talking, and I was like, okay, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. And she seems to tell a pretty good story. Has a personality for it. So I'm like, okay, it'll give us a couple of throws. And I couldn't remember her first name, and I feel terrible. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll do better. I'll do better. And there's another young lady. I believe she's a sprinter. Last name Pearson.
Oh, Zion Pearson.
Yeah,
yeah,
Zion.
she's a recruiting lady for football too.
Yeah. So, I try to track as much. Again, I have a track family, so I kind of pay attention to it. So there's that. All right. So now that I've screwed it up and didn't know her name, I'm gonna get out of here. I feel terrible. That was awful. Shame on you, DP.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Gotta do better. Plus, the food smells really good, and I haven't eaten since lunchtime, so it's time to go. I'm gonna hand it over to you, Harrison. You got them covered until.
Yeah, we'll be set. We got this, and we still got Talking Tens and In the Pocket. So we still got a full night of ticket weeknights.
Well, the
ahead.
Pockets won't be here unless they're calling you because they're in Vegas.
Oh, all right. Snow in the Pocket.
They're in
Scratch that.
they're in
That's
Vegas.
right. That's
Although
just you, man.
if we know those two, they may call you.
They might.
They may call you and say, "Hey, we're doing this from Vegas." I think they went 3-1 today.
Yeah, I've been following them. They're
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to get back as well.
They're number 4 in the country. And the young lady Jillian Martin, who comes in all the time with them, freshman, won the national juniors title.
Mm-hmm.
Like she just was the national juniors champion by her performance Sunday. So she was bowling amongst the best women bowlers in the country and the best amateurs. So kudos to them. All right,
yeah, they're good.
I will probably try to get to your track meet. I'm a track guy at heart, so
I'll be there.
Good deal.
I'll pick you up.
I will hand it over to you.
All right. We're going to stop right here and go to break. DP, thanks for coming in on so
Gotta
far
hold
the
it
first
down
show of
for-
the new year.
gotta
for
hold it down.
Speed in Power. We'll be back shortly after this break right here on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Make work at chores around your acreage. Save over $4,000. Select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, call 988 for free, confidential, and compassionate support. On July 16th, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is transitioning to 988. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call, text, or chat 988.
Sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
We stand on the shoulders of women who came before us.
Women who fought for their own financial futures.
And now it's our turn.
Join us. Visit WeSaySaveIt.org and take control of your financial future by saving for retirement.
A message from AARP Council.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips? You are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back. Or those meetings with friends, surprise parties, camps, birthdays. The same way you plan for the important moment, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
I'm Smokey, and I made an assistant to help you out because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear because I'm grilling up dinner. You get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers with wire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Bear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Then Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your new option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Biker with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Serve Nebraska believes that volunteers are part of what makes Nebraska great. Each year, the Step Forward Awards honors volunteers from across the state who serve their communities in outstanding ways. We hope you'll join us this year at the Step Forward Awards luncheon on October 27th in Omaha. Help us thank volunteers with a celebration to remember. To register, visit serve.nebraska.gov and click Register Now. We hope to see you there. Paid for by Serve Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
The captain here for the Body Shop. And man, they hooked me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in this life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relief. The team at the Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage. They hit every area that I was aiming at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to try Anarchy, which is an exciting new pre-workout for athletes and gym enthusiasts who want the most out of their workouts. Anarchy can only be found in Nutrition Authority. Remember, when you want results, the solution is simple. Nutrition Authority. Stop in, call, or check us out at authority.com.
Pillar Restaurant Group is proud to announce the full opening of our brick-and-mortar venue-at-home store, Lincoln's premier specialty grocers. This store is home to our brand new Butchery by Venue. Get the finest Nebraska steaks, hand-cut in-house by our butcher, prepared for our restaurants, and available for you to take home. With hand-selected specialty seafood, charcuterie, wine, bourbon, and liquor options. Come in today to see what we have to offer at 70th and Pioneer in the Pioneer Woods Shopping Center. Open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Back to the Ticket weeknight. 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Speed and Power. DP just left us. Now it is we need to change the names. Now it is Megan, Harrison, and I, or in this case, DP, Nuri, and Megan. We are starting our, or are we starting? Oh no, not yet. We still have one more segment before the top
this
of
is
the hour.
the last segment. Let's be quick and short here.
Yeah, the quick one. The championship game has just started. TCU and Georgia going at it. I'd like to shout out a guy for TCU, Alexander Honig. He's from Germany, representing for all of us. Thank you very much. He's representing for all of us. Where did he do it?
Somewhere on there.
He
probably just didn't tell you, so you spend time working. But anyway,
I guess not. No, so TCU has a German on their team. Shout out to him. Kind of holding down for the German people. Michigan had one, and Ohio State had one as well. So there was always going to be one in the final. Either way,
and Max Duggan, same
and
high
Max
school
Duggan.
as Taylor, Lincoln's Pub.
Exactly.
Sponsor of the show. Since it's a short, what you guys all get? I don't know if we really talked about what you had today.
We got we
told
didn't
me
really
you were
tell-
leaning healthy.
Yeah, we didn't really tell him what we wanted, so I just said, "Hey, surprise with something healthy." And so he brought us a Chipotle chicken quesadilla a chicken quesadilla with Chipotle sauce, like their Chipotle sauce, like the housemate one, really good. And then they brought the spinach artichoke dip on their naan bread with chicken added to it. And
That was really good.
It looks really good. I haven't tried it yet. I'm a little bit, but it looks really good.
It smells incredible.
Yeah, it does
I'm
smell
drooling
really
right
good.
now.
It smells really good. But I had a piece of the quesadilla. It's really, really good. Love the tortilla. I love everything of it. So if you guys want to head to Lincoln's Pub, 48th and Layton, happy hour every day. Every day.
All day Sunday.
And
too.
all day Sunday. That is ridiculous. So you guys go there. Spiked lemonades. All the goods.
They got I haven't tried. They got spiked
spiked
lemonades down there.
They got spiked. They got, if you say something, they'll spike everything. So
just gotta whisper.
It's great service. You can literally ask for anything. I mean, when I went there for the first time with the show, I asked, "Hey, could I have like this kind of type of milkshake? Had like bananas in it, and I can't remember what else. There was like a bunch of stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, I didn't think they would actually say yes. And DP is holding up cookies. So we're getting fed here. We're getting fed here. But like I said, head down to Lincoln's Pub. Taylor is the guy for us that has been with us a couple times. He will be back with us eventually. Obviously, because of the game today, he had to go back and make sure that
it's going to be busy. For
exactly.
Sure.
So I had to kind of hold it down. So
it's
but yeah.
definitely worth trying, though. I think I've probably converted at least 4 people already to the Lincoln's Pub pizzas.
I mean,
Those
they're
are
good.
so
They're
good.
good.
And
They're
like
good.
when you go to pizza places, like you hear all the usual ones, but Lincoln's Pub, it's on the radar.
Yeah,
I think it's getting like, if you haven't tried it yet, you definitely need to try one of their pizzas. It's like absolutely perfect. And then, do you know how they cook their pizzas? Isn't it brick oven?
The brick oven, yeah.
Brick oven, yeah. So it's got the perfect crust on there. Like I said, I'm drooling right now. I'm getting so hungry. But if you guys do want to chime in, we are getting to the end of this segment. Hit up the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. You can get to us that way through text, or you can call in at the Honda of Lincoln hotline, same number, 402-464-5685. But we got to go to break here. We went a little long on the last one.
Before we head on the break, I had a question on Twitter yesterday. It was Rob Satechka saying or asking who or where I fit into the name. Speed and Power. She's got the Speed and Power. I got the and. So that's how that goes. I hope I answered your question there. But I think so we're going to go to breaks now.
Yeah, I'm glad we cleared the confusion on that.
Had to clear it. Obviously, make sure that we're safe here. But we are at the top of the hour. We got one more hour to go. This is the Speed and Power Show, the official Speed and Power Show on Twitter. And you can find us anywhere else too. But I'm here with Megan, Harrison, and myself, and we'll be back at the top of the hour.
Ever think of having a career in plumbing or heating? Do you enjoy watching your favorite game in a nice, comfortable space? Taking a shower, right? Well, everyone we serve at Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air sure does. If you're interested in a career in plumbing, heating, come join our team where you'll get wild training. No experience required. Enjoy pay and benefits in a friendly environment. Biggerstaff Plumbing, Heating, and Air, 402-466-8118. Or apply online at biggerstaffs.com.
I'm Chris Jackmick. I served in the United States Air Force and I'm deployed 3 times. So in 2017, serving as an Air Force First Sergeant, our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackmick. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. It's basketball season, and that means you're fighting cold weather and snow to get to the arena, waiting for lines at the game, and yelling too much at the refs. Trek CBD has a variety of products to help calm me down during the game so I don't go over the top. And they have a variety of options to calm you down before, during, and after any game. Whether you're looking for drinkable Delta 8 seltzers, hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups for your beverages, or anything else, Trek CBD has it all at 84th and Amber. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse? Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph with lamb. Ran right into the side of the saloon. Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit stoptextstoprex.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really even that much nicotine in them, right?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as one pack of cigarettes.
My kid?
My kiddos, it's dangerous.
5.4 million American kids vape. Most think it's harmless. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping.org. Stop vaping. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to get your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this, and for sure you'll be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Bad Blood.
Hi, I'm Charlie Stone, and I'm back with Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, you said to me earlier you have a lot going on at the dealership. Can you tell our listeners about it?
Sure can, Charlie. As I've said before, if you don't see a vehicle on our lot that you're looking for, it's probably on its way soon.
So, how many new Hondas do you have in stock or on the way?
We have a total of over 325, Charlie, with a great selection of Pilots and Ridgelines in stock right now.
Well, we have been talking about the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars for several months. How is that going?
People love it. We're buying all makes and models, whether they purchase the car from us or not. I mean, really, it's a no hassle, and we will pay them cash on the same day.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com. Keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KTKFM 93.7 The Ticket. Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to the Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
So good. Welcome back to Speed and Power. We're back here at the top of the hour with Megan Harrison and myself. We got some goods. We got some more food. I still haven't tried it. I should have tried it. Georgia scored.
Yeah,
just scored. I didn't even see it.
7-0. I missed it. I literally went to get water, and I came back, and they're up 7-0. So if you have the money line on TCU, tough start. It's still early. It's first quarter, 9 minutes, 40 seconds left.
Who are we rooting for?
I want TCU for sure.
I think TCU.
Yeah, for Taylor, for Max Duggan.
I would say TCU, just based off of them being the huge, most underdog possible.
Well, I was telling Nuri, this would be the lowest ranked recruiting class to win it since they instituted the college football playoffs. So it's a lot. There's a lot at stake.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
obviously, it's
Georgia is Georgia. So they just fumbled. Ooh, they got back. Oh, never mind, they didn't.
And Georgia just got the ball.
You just saw that. You just saw that. What just happened there is the most brutal part of football.
Fumbling?
When somebody fumbles, there is no rules on how you hit the ball. There's no rules. That you can spear right into the guy. You can get it in. Like there's some dirty stuff going on when a ball is fumbled.
Yeah.
Like I mean, a lot of grabbing.
TMI.
Exactly. Like
Have
there's
you
a
ever
lot.
been at the bottom of the
Yes, it's horrible. It's the worst thing that happens because when you have the ball, everyone's
Yeah.
out for you. Like every guy hits you, even your own people hit you. Like your own people try to jump on you so that the people
protect you
protect
from
you.
the other guys jumping
No,
on
it's
you.
like it's the most brutal part of football is definitely the muff punt or the fumble. Like the most brutal part because everybody's just whenever I see a fumble, I sprint there and take my head and jump right in, like just straight head forward into the first guy that's on the ball. Hopefully it's the other team, but you never know.
What's that everyone's doing? It's a loose ball.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's just
exactly.
like
I mean, you
everyone's
want to
going
get
for
the
it.
ball back. So it's not a good stat to have as an O-lineman if fumble recovery.
Yeah, I do actually want to get to the text line for Texas Jeremy, and he understands a little bit. We're probably gonna have to dodge around this. We get more about your feelings, but we really can't go into X's and O's. He says, "Hey Nuri," he said, "Glad that Speed and Power is back on. Can you share opinions on the new staff so far? Excitement level from the guys? And have you all started any workouts with the new strength and conditioning coach?" So only answer what you can.
Right. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much into detail how
Right.
people are feeling about coaches. But I can't say everybody is excited. Everyone is excited. We can't wait. I personally, I cannot wait to hit somebody again. It's been a while.
Yeah, especially for you.
It's been a long
You've
time.
just been
man.
working out the whole time.
Yeah, it's been a long time, so I can't wait. Workouts have not started yet. We start on the 15th. We start on the next week, that Monday. That's when we start with workouts, and then we have winter conditioning for a while. So we didn't have really much time with the coaches yet. Obviously, they're hard recruiting. They're out and about. Right now, the coaches convention is going on, so they're there at the coach convention, and then once Friday hits and the recruiting period opens up again, they'll be recruiting. So they've been hardworking. Like I said, haven't had as much contact with some of the newer guys. I've met a lot of them through being a host or being there for the dinners and the recruiting stuff. But they're all great people so far, and I'm super excited to see how this is going to go.
And
Very
Donovan
excited.
Raiola's back.
I mean, Lone Survivor. I'm so happy that happened.
I
I'm
was gonna
so
say.
happy about that. I love Coach Raiola, and I'm really excited how the line's going to go next year. I mean, hey, bring back the fullback, run power every damn day.
I know. I saw that when I don't know. Did you see that, Megan? With basically tight ends and fullbacks seem like they're back at Nebraska, and that was just music to about everyone's ears. If you're a Nebraska football fan.
I posted about it 4 times. I think I said run the RTDB, run the damn ball.
Yeah.
And then I saw somebody posted a cover from the Husker varsity. I think it was from a lot of years ago when it was Joel Mekovica and Coach Osborne, and I was like, the fullback's back. And people were going crazy on it. I thought it was pretty cool.
It's ironic. Wisconsin's going to the air raid.
I know, we're switching. We're switching. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited for the coach, and I cannot wait for spring ball.
Yeah,
I'm so actually. I just want to play. I just want to practice. I want to like get that stuff done. Like I want to hit people again. Like, dude, I don't know for people that like have maybe never played football, but like for the people that played football or have done like a contact sport or in general just sports at like a high level. And I'm not saying like college, but I'm saying like just at their own high level, high standard. Like you know how much like free and like how much what's the word like ecstasy you get. Or
Yeah.
is that the word?
I
Like,
mean, yeah.
like
Anyway, it
well,
yes.
what's the word? Like you
An
get
analogy
like
for it, dopamine
yes,
rush.
yes. Like how you feel when you're doing your sport. And I mean, not being able to do the sport for this long has been tough.
Do you think you're gonna be nervous for your first game, or like what do you think will be going through your head?
Um, first game or first practice?
Let's say first game.
So I haven't had this issue yet, except like obviously my very first game in college. My very first game, I didn't have that like tunnel vision kind of thing. You know, I don't know if do you know what I'm talking about? Like with like you get to your sport and like you for example, remember when I asked you about your routine? That's like kind of like your television. Like you're going in and that like from that moment on till you're done with your stuff,
You're
everything
locked in.
outside, yeah,
Yeah.
you're just looking at your
Mhm.
target, you know?
Yep.
And I didn't have that for my very first play. I couldn't hear the play. I couldn't hear nothing. Like I was in the huddle. I was like, I don't know what's going on. There's 70,000 people screaming because it was at CSU still. And we were playing in the
Mhm.
Broncos Stadium, and that didn't know what was going on. I was lucky enough to guess the right play, but it worked out. And after that, like kind of it like you just as soon as you get the first hit in, you kind of like get into like okay, like this is much more fun than you thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? And so I'm excited for the spring. The spring game is going to be really fun because we're going to go hit. I mean, like that's what Rule said, and I hope that stays that way because I
Yeah.
want to hit. I don't like the two hand touch BS. Like,
The only
it's
thing that
stupid.
would change that is if you guys just suffer a really rough summer and just injuries combined. But
Well, yeah,
I mean,
that's
I already
that's
summer, but
understandable, but like I'm saying, like I mean,
I think everyone's ready for it.
no,
I'd say
like we all
everyone
like
agrees.
I personally can't wait. Like I want to run power every damn day. Like let's run the ball. Can't wait for Jeff. I met Jeff. He's a
Jeff
great,
Sims?
yeah, he's a great guy.
Really?
Great guy. I am so excited for him. I can't wait to block for him. He's an amazing human being. So so far, obviously, I'm not
Right.
not trying to jump into conclusions, but he's a great guy as I've met him now, and I'm excited for like the new alignment to come in. Some of the freshmen that come in, I've obviously met them through recruiting and stuff, but I'm very excited for what's going to happen this year. So.
Yeah, and a lot of track athletes too is what I noticed.
Yeah,
Loads
there's
of
a-
track
there's-
athletes.
I think
So
there's
like 3 or 2?
I think 2 because it's Lloyd. I think was one of them that's
Yep,
running and
Lloyd's
playing
one of
football,
them.
and then there's another guy. I think I just saw him. The
I
other
can't
day.
remember which ones, but I know like a lot of them, even if they're not going to play in college, just have track history.
Mhm.
Like he really
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
to see. Like I know exactly what you ran. I know
Like
what I'm getting.
Malachi, I think is his name. Malachi.
Malachi
Something like that.
Coleman?
I saw he was a big track athlete too. He was running against one of the other guys that's also coming here for both track
Yeah.
and football. So yeah, I'm not. I mean, they're fast as hell. So
How many athletes do you think in college can like dual sport? Like, do you think they stay through it all 4 years?
No.
No.
No, I don't think there's probably one in every athletic facility that's probably going to go do both
Mhm.
the whole 4 years. A lot of times, well, it's because like you get into the sport, and then you're like, okay, like let's say for example Maggie, right? She's doing basketball and volleyball, and their sports they're like right back to back. So like you don't really have that recovery like off season. You know, like you're not going from volleyball into recovering for the next season. She went straight from playing volleyball, getting off the plane, going to practice, and then playing a basketball game within like a week. You know, like I mean, that will eventually, obviously, go on your body, and I don't know how much they're gonna do with practice with the track because I remember, like for example, Cam was a thrower too.
Yeah.
He didn't really go to practice. I mean, he just showed up every now and then, threw, and then kind of like, became like third every time. It was like crazy. But I
He's
mean,
a
like
freak
there's a
athlete.
freak, yeah, exactly. So like that's what I'm saying. Like every now and then you have like 1 or 2 guys maybe, or 1 or 2 athletes that will do something like that. But like as you go on, you'll realize like, okay, I'm better at this sport or this sport, and I have better chances at going to the next level at this sport or this sport. So then you'd be like, okay, like I should probably stick with this sport more. Or the coach eventually, it could also happen that the coach is like, hey, like we need you. You know, like this is not really working out with the both sports. You can make the decision, it's your decision, but like, we would like to have you. It's like it really depends on like what your coaches need, what you think is better for you, and then like what you can do as an athlete and how good you are at both sports. So like I don't know. I feel like with track, it'd be a little easier just based off of the fact that it's not a contact sport.
Yeah.
So like you have that connection of like you can do track and something else. I would say like for example, volleyball and basketball would probably not be the greatest combo just based off of like being right back to back and kind of like being right there. So I don't know. With football, it's really hard to do another sport just based off of like it's an all year sport. You're doing stuff all year.
Yeah.
So like don't really have that time to go to practice or do extra stuff for track because you're expected to do extra stuff for football.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see. And I mean, I could be totally wrong. They could all do it, for 4 years or 5 years. But I just, that's kind of like the expectation that I see is like, okay, you'll probably do it for like a year or two, and then kind of see where it goes.
I think it's gonna give more clout to track because like you're gonna have football players like running. So I think
Oh
it'll be
no,
good for
yeah,
us.
that's very good. Like, I mean, there's gonna be people that want to watch them,
Mhm.
see them run, and especially now that's like the new season. Are they coming in
I
now?
don't think so.
Oh well, then okay. Well,
Next year. Next year, yeah.
I thought they were coming in already because I mean, then that would be crazy.
Yeah.
'Cause you have two people that have never played college football and they're running at Nebraska, and you don't know if they're going to be like running yet or if they're like just practicing. But I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
So
The fact that you're even like considering for them to do both just kind of tells you how insanely athletic they got to be.
Oh, yeah,
How disciplined and determined.
So if I was a coach and I knew, like, if my kid wasn't super disciplined, I'd be like really hesitant to give him the green light on doing both. Because it's like I know you're gonna, like you said, like you're gonna get worn out.
that's what I'm saying.
You got
like,
to
it's
break
just-
through that wall
It's just
somehow.
you get to a point where you're like, okay, like you get to an off, and it could also be like, hey, like I might just take this year off. Okay, like I need this off season. I need to like get better at this. So like it could also happen and then come back maybe the following year. You never know. And the thing is with track and football, I feel like football you gain so much mass
Mhm.
and you like, and it's not like always that you do gain that much mass, but it's expected to kind of like you becoming bigger and stronger and more lean. That could probably be negative for
Yeah,
your
because I
running.
feel like for track, like I'm trying to lose weight. Like a lot of us, like we're trying to lean out.
Yeah,
It's not like we're trying to get bulky.
which like is a thing that like skill players do too. Like they want to lean out, but
You
then
also wanna
again,
gain muscle.
You also want to
Yeah.
gain muscle. So like I don't know, like I'm assuming for you same thing. Like you said, you want to lose weight. Like you have like this set weight where you want to run at,
Mhm.
and it's hard to kind of have that set weight if you're supposed to be like, let's say a receiver that's 6'4".
Mhm.
You probably want to be like 180 ish. Maybe
Yeah,
190,
just-
maybe
I'd
even
probably put
200.
200,
Yeah,
'cause I mean, I weigh
kinda like
170,
exactly, kind
and
of
I'm not very big
like
at all.
a lean out. Somebody that can like get a contested catch, run through somebody, be able to block somebody, and then has to go to track and maybe have to run at like 165, 170 would probably be. Obviously, they could do it, but it just will wear your body out to have to go back and forth all the time.
Mhm.
I mean, you so in high school, you did multiple sports for how long?
Like 3 years.
So during those 3 years, did you try to stay at a certain weight for track, or did you like go to the weight that you wanted for each sport?
See, like in high school, I wasn't huge on like let's do my weight, like
Exactly.
let's modify. Because I feel like when you're in high
Exactly.
school, it's just kind of like, hey, go do your sport. Like
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
matter
still
what
trying to
you're
figure
eating.
out what you
Exactly,
dominate at.
exactly. And so
Mhm.
like once you get to college, if you do multiple sports, like you have like there's no like, oh, you can just be whatever you want to
Mhm.
be. Like it's such a big thing. Like college sports is so big that like you have to be locked in with what weight you want to be at. You have to be locked in with what you need to be at. And
Especially the
obviously-
wrestlers
Well,
probably are never going to be able to
that's
do
why I was
both.
that's what I was asking because I was
Yeah.
gonna add to that like when I was a football player, wrestler to track, at all three I was a different weight.
Mhm.
For football I was at 280, like 270 to 80, and for wrestling I gained weight because I wanted to be like the heavyweight. It's like I was the heaviest at state with 284.7, like
Mhm.
right there, and then for track I went down to like 270, and like just even that time, like having to lose weight and gain weight and go back up and down, like it hurt my back so bad. Like I had massive back issue, and I still do because it's just like the fluctuation of weight just happens so quickly. And during the off season in football, like I mean, right now I'm at like 314. 4 months ago after surgery, I was 342. You know, so like just losing that much weight back and forth so quickly is just not good for your body.
Yeah.
So eventually, I feel like, you know, that's where you lose kind of the interest in the sport.
That makes sense.
And like one of the two, or you know, kind of get away from it.
Yeah, well, because your body's just so built proportionally, right? And TCU did just score again, by the way.
And Georgia.
Yeah, they just got a field goal, but TCU came back, punched it in for another touchdown. They'll probably make this PAT, make it 7-10. I wonder if this is going to be close. This is building up to maybe be a really good game.
It could be.
But again, start Heyman text line 402-464-5685. But before we were talking about kind of nerves, and Megan asked you, what that nerves kind of like before. So Megan, you were going into your track meet. Obviously, it was your first one. Were you pretty relaxed going into it, or definitely had some jitters going on?
I was really nervous. Like, you can ask Marie. Like, I was freaking out the whole day because, like, it's your first college meet, like, somewhat. And, like, I feel like there's this expectation on, like, how you want to perform and how your coach thinks you're going to perform. So there's always nerves. Like, even at state, like, my senior year, like, I knew I had it in the bag, but, like, I was still nervous. Like, there's always going to be nerves if you love something.
That's fair.
Like, that shows that you care.
So after you performed, like, this is just, like, immediate, or would you wait, like, till the whole meet's over and then you kind of sit back and be like, I did really well today?
Like, right after, so in track, like, right when you get to set and, like, the gun goes off, all those nerves kind of go away for me. And then, like, after my race is done, I'm the happiest person alive. Like, it's crazy how your mind is just so powerful.
Because you're in you ran the 300 for this meet, and then which other ones were you in?
The 4x4.
4x4. So those are a little bit towards earlier in the day, though, aren't they? Or are they?
So we ran this like late at night. So I think
the intra squad was a little weird. Like, it was not a normal track meet.
That's why I have a hard time with those, because, like you said, you run the 300, which is new, like the 600.
She told me that the intra squad is like more so for like them to evaluate you, as in like
that
what you do in practice and what you're gonna do eventually.
because like for this next meet, like you need a time going into your race so they can know like where to position you. So like I kind of have like an estimation of like what my 400 time will be. So yeah, that's kind of what inter squad was for.
I remember like after when she got like when they were done, she came up to us and she was like, "Yeah, I didn't run good at 400. I didn't do good."
And I was like not winded at all, and I was like, I feel like I didn't even try.
And then we were like, because we timed it, her mom and I timed it both, and we were like, you ran like I think it was a
57,
and I think I had like a 58, so I go somewhere between 57 and 58. And she's like, "Oh, that's better than I thought it was gonna be."
Yeah.
And she like, I mean,
it was like 45 minutes after my 300, so I was like, just ready for the day to be over, because it was like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
It was late.
It was
I
really
remember
late.
that. It started at like 7 or something like that.
I think it was like 6:30.
Oh yeah,
but I didn't run for a while.
Yeah, I remember that because we were sitting there, we were talking for a while before we even saw you come out. So
that was always the hardest part for track meets for me, was the mentality, just like waiting around. Like, do I stretch? Do I want to eat something even right now? Like, I don't know if I want to eat. Like, what if it weighs me down later?
Yeah, we were both surprised. We were talking about it after your 300. You barely warmed up for the 400.
I feel like after you run a 300, like you're super warm. Like I was loose, like I was ready to go, and like I only had like 45 minutes, so you don't want to like warm up again and just like drain your body of energy.
Right, that makes sense.
So like I did some light warm up, a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
I mean, you ran your like start and stuff.
Yeah,
I saw that. Dude, the indoor track is sick. Have you been there, Harrison?
I'm sorry, say that again. I was reading text line.
The indoor track. Have you been there?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
So we were there. Her mom and I were sitting kind of like in the middle area, what like people would say the 50-yard line, kind of like right there. And they have like these things that like come up. So like the indoor.
We have a bank track.
Yeah, they have a bank track.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
I've seen those.
I've never seen that before, and I was like, doesn't that take kind of like a while to like put back down? And as we were talking about it, they already put one down and they were putting the second one down. I was like, what is going on? It was just crazy how quick that was. And I thought it was kind of interesting that like that is a thing. Like, why would like, because I understand, you know, when you come out of the bank, you probably have more speed than you're used to, but why do they do that?
Like, why do we have a bank track? Is that what you're asking? Well, like a bank track, it kind of, so when you're going on a curve, when you're running it, you're supposed to like view it as like a slingshot. You're supposed to like slingshot off the curve. And so having that bank like just gives you more tilt and just gives you more like energy to go off of it.
But wouldn't that kind of be not so beneficial based on like having to run on a normal track?
Like
Because
outside or like,
yeah. Well, I guess
wasn't the indoor track way smaller though as well?
yeah. So like a
So
200
you're
track is
saying,
going to be slower than a 400 track because there's more curves if you run like a 400.
right. So is the indoor track, do all the ones that you're going to compete in this year, are they all going to be banked?
So like Nebraska is one of the best tracks, I think, in the
Right.
U.S. And like I know Arkansas has like a bank track. Like I know certain schools have bank tracks, but not all do. So like your times will be slower at like a flat track.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like, oh, maybe they are all banked because I know it's not safe like for your knees to
I
run
was
on a
gonna
flat
say
track.
that's a lot of turns on.
Yeah.
And they're obviously not as slow turns.
Mhm.
You're
Yeah.
running super fast and turning sharp.
So maybe they are all banked.
That's what. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes
Mhm.
a lot of sense because I was considering that too. Like, wouldn't that hurt your knees like
Yeah.
a lot? Like, because I feel it when I'm running in a turn, I can feel my knees like working,
Yeah.
and
'Cause
I'm not turning as much as you guys are.
our bank track was like broken for like a week, and it was the best week of my life.
Why?
Because we weren't able to like do hard workouts on it.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
So like that was a good time. Yeah.
I was gonna say because those are like D1 athletes. Like I could probably run it without the bank and be fine because I'm not going that fast. But you got D1 athletes. I can see that.
Well,
being a
dude, when I
huge
watched
injury
I
concern.
watched her do her warm up like starts, and I was like, damn, came out of there like fast as hell. And like I'm not saying I didn't think you were gonna be fast. I'm not saying that.
No, like I don't think you're
I
gonna be
just-
good at football. Like it's just kind of like this
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's like
you have to
it's like
see
you
it to
see it and
believe
you're
it.
like,
Yeah.
wow, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Damn, you haven't even seen me at football yet.
No, but like I saw you technically, but I like when I came on my visit, I kind of watched your game technically.
Yeah,
I
you
just
did
didn't know
not.
who
You
you
did
were.
not see me at all because nobody looks at linemen.
I was gonna say that's probably a challenge for you, especially because like watching O line play, like even I know what.
No,
they
she
do.
doesn't even know what position I am.
No, I do.
What position?
Lineman,
Nope.
Yeah,
There's
what-
5 positions within linemen.
D lineman,
Nope.
O
even-
lineman.
Wow.
Oh, okay, so my dad
her,
played.
her dad played
yeah.
D-line. Her
Oh,
dad played
okay.
D-line. But I tell her that every single time that her dad played D-line and I was the other one. So like it's easy to remember. Hey, and I wouldn't even be mad if you would have just said O-line. But to be fair, there is multiple positions in the O-line, but I like obviously there's gonna be shake-up this year, so we don't know where everybody's gonna sit.
My
But
dad just told me that like D line are the best people out there, so that's
that
what's
is-
kind of ingrained in my brain.
I don't know. I don't know if he is going to listen to this, but I don't agree. I don't agree.
Hey, everyone has their
He's
own
a-
opinion.
He's a great guy. I mean, you can't have an opinion. You haven't
I
even
think the
seen
water
play.
boy is the most important person on the football team.
And that's probably everyone be cramping. No one would be able to play without him.
Exactly.
The Water Boy. Are you thinking about the movie Water Boy? Is that why?
That's a good movie as well. He was very important.
Especially because he became a phenomenal football
Bobby
player.
Boucher.
Exactly.
I gotta watch that
My
movie.
mama
again.
said. My mama said. It's a great movie. I like that movie.
How do we always get on movies on this thing?
I don't know.
That's
You
are
said
guys just,
Waterboy, you
like, big
started.
movie watchers. 'Cause I feel-
We saw Avatar 2.
Oh,
We
I
went to
did
Avatar
too.
too. Yeah,
That
we
was
did.
good.
That was good.
Well, we got to go to break here, but real quick, what did you guys give Avatar 2 before we had to break?
You start because I've kind of have like kind of something to say to that.
I'd say like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I expected too much from the first one because the first one was so good. I expected too much, and I
I
should have known.
Had
like
proper
that.
expectations.
Yes.
I'd give it like a 6.9 or like anywhere
would-
between like a high 6 or a low 7.
I'm between like 7 and 8 because it was still a good movie.
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if the movie was by itself, I think it would have been a great movie too. But because of the first one, I was just kind of disappointed at how it went.
Yeah.
But it was still a great movie. Like I still
Great
a
job.
great movie. Yeah, I agree.
Because I rushed to theaters with my girlfriend, and I was like, we probably could have streamed it, but it was still really good.
That's what I'm saying too. Like I love going to movie theaters. I love going to
good
movie
ones,
theaters.
yeah.
They're so fun. And just that movie was just not what I expected it to be. So like it kind of like made that movie theater time like a little less of an experience as I would have wished. But it was still a good movie, I think.
Yeah. But we do got to get to break, though. If you guys want to keep your questions coming in, we got Megan Walker from the track team in Nuri, obviously part of the Nebraska football team. You can hit up the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. We'll be back shortly right after this break for the Speed and Power Show on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Acres, your John Deere dealer, is offering blowout savings on in-stock 2022 compact tractors and mowers. Quit work at chores around your acreage and save over $4,000 on select John Deere compact tractors equipped with a loader and rear blade. Or save up to $1,000 on select 2022 John Deere Z-Trax and lawn tractors. Visit your local Acres store or acres.com to get these great discounts. Acres, solutions for every field. Discounts available on in-stock units while supplies last.
Hey guys, this is Lindsay Teal from Nebraska Golf Team. Imagine golfing the best courses in the world. St. Andrews, Pebble Beach, Southern Hills, the best of the best. You can play those courses and more without ever leaving the city of Lincoln at Double Eagle Golf. Double Eagle has the city's best players, 5 high-key bays that ball speed, launch angle, club speed, spin rate, and more to give you the most accurate gameplay. Check it out for yourself year-round. Double Eagle Golf, just 5 minutes from downtown at the Kinetic Sports Complex on West Ocean.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I need an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
Oh, I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at Smokey.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit stoptextsstopwrecks.org. The message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or do they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential from Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
I wanted to quit for so long, but I didn't know where to start.
I was afraid of what people would think, but then I found the right support to start my recovery journey. 1 in 14 Americans reports experiencing a substance use disorder, a treatable medical condition. Treatment can take many forms, so there are a variety of options to explore and find the one that works best for you. Recovery from drug addiction is possible.
Paid for by the CDC, sponsored by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, this station.
A Shiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sunday morning. It's quiet, not in a weird, too quiet way. Calm, peaceful, tranquil. You pour yourself that cup of coffee. You slice yourself a hearty chunk of one of Beatrice Bakery's breakfast breads. Now, maybe you're an apple streusel guy. Nothing wrong with that. I can respect that. Personally, I'm a turtle nut man. Something about those pecans. But the real ones know, don't sleep on that date nut bread. Sweet, but not too sweet. Nutty, not overly. The perfect morning treat. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Welcome back. Oh, I almost said Sunday morning pain. Welcome back to Speed and Power. We are here with Megan, Harrison, and I, and Nuri, myself. We had a little grub. I had a little grub in between. Talked a little bit about the game.
It's getting not out of hand, but if you're TCU, you're sweating a little bit.
Yeah, especially you can't give Georgia a lead
and just turnovers like that.
I mean, the fumble is never good. Fumbles are never good. We talked a lot about football.
Yeah.
So let's bring it back to track a little bit. Well, I guess we kind of went through like a lot of different things, but first meet. I know he said like nervosity. Does that work?
I don't think
Just
it's a
nerves.
word.
Just nerves.
The nerves come in, and like, you kind of lose the nerves as you go. What are you excited for the most
Like for this meet or like
for this meet?
for this meet? I'm just excited to see how like my team does. Like being a team aspect, because at the inner squad we're kind of competing against each other. So I'm really excited to see like how we all cheer on each other and just perform. Because we have amazing athletes, so I can't wait to see how everyone does.
Is there a group on the team right now that like everyone's pretty confident like that group's really strong, like they're probably going to dominate more weeks than not?
Well, our throwers are very
Throwers.
gifted.
Men and women's, or just
I think both. Yeah,
really?
very. I think we have good jumps, and then I like 600, 800 runners. I think it's 800. We have Nico Schultz.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And then Nick Bryant. Those two are competing against each other, and it is so amazing to watch. It's gonna be a back and forth battle, I think.
Yeah, because Nico has a show on here, and he always talks about he always gets crap from the team. I don't know, is that true? Do they always call him slow?
Yeah, because Nick has been beating him for the past year.
Oh, okay.
So I think
Yeah,
this is Nico's
he beat him at the inter-squad. too,
Yeah,
you know?
and it was crazy, but it was amazing to watch.
That's good though. You need people to push you like that. Is there anyone on your team? Because you won the 300, right?
Mhm.
And then you had the fastest split in the 4x4. Is there anyone that's like right on your tail that's like really pushing you?
I think we're all pretty close. Like I
Really?
think like we all train together. Like I have great training partners. Like we're always pushing each other and like we're always going past our limits.
And then we actually do have one from the text line. He said, this guy's just referring to in high school tracks, like obviously teams are just free to like roam around, hang out, and talk to each other. Is it any different in college track meets, or are you just super locked in? Everyone's just with their team.
At inter squad, it's kind of expected. Like in track, I feel like it was too.
Mhm.
Like you always are cheering on your teammates. You're not goofing around. You're not doing stuff
Right.
you shouldn't be doing. Like you should be focused, thinking about your race or cheering on your others, like teammates.
That's about the answer to
Yeah.
expect.
That makes sense. Yeah. Were you So did you get your schedule for that day yet? For Friday and Saturday yet?
Like
Like when you're running, and then when?
Yeah.
When are you running?
I'm running Saturday, so I'm not running Friday.
Oh, you're not?
So I have the 200 and the 4x4 on Saturday, and I think it's like maybe less than an hour in between each, so it'll be a quick turnaround.
Oh yeah. What are you doing on Friday then? Just
Nothing.
kinda
So I
hanging?
just have 2 events I'm doing.
I'm saying, like, do you have to be there and like support, or?
Yeah, like on Friday I'll be there. I'll support my team. I'll be cheering everyone on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Be a nice day. It's
Yeah,
there
that's
for
good.
moral support.
That's good. And I feel like, especially for you, for like your first meet, it'd be good to have that day, because then you can like actually kind of see how it goes, how everything works, and like obviously I'm not saying like you don't know how to get around, but like,
Well,
then,
like,
then you'll
it's
know
figuring it out, yeah, like,
exactly.
figuring out a
that's-
routine.
That's nice to have that. Like, are you the only one that's not running on Friday?
No, I think there's a group of people not running on Friday. Yeah.
That's good. Well, not good, but I'm saying like,
Mhm.
it's good for you, like as like the first time, kinda,
Yeah.
like figuring everything out,
Yeah.
and getting to see how it works.
Yeah, I'm excited, really excited to see how
So
it goes.
I have a question. So when coaches were recruiting you, do they obviously there's certain events that you succeed at that they really want you in? Do they just recruit you for specific events, or do they say, "Hey, we just think you're a great athlete. We'd love to get you on that roster and just see where you can go"?
Majority of the coaches like looked at me like they wanted me to run 200, 400.
Mhm.
I think there were a few that wanted me to run like 124, and there was one coach that wanted me to just like scratch all that and run 800s. And so I was like, I don't know how that's gonna go. But I really wanted to run 200, 400s in college, and so when coaches were recruiting me for that, I was kind of like on the same page as them, and I
Okay.
really appreciated that. So yeah.
So right now, you seem like it's being pretty set, or is there any chance that they maybe push you into a third category?
The thing about college track is like races are so draining on your body. Like you can
Mhm.
only do so many events at a track meet. Like I think 2 is like majority of what athletes do.
Oh, really? It's
Yeah, because they're
2
so
at
like
most, maybe.
it's 100% you're going at, and so maybe 3. But
Well,
yeah.
not only you only have like what like you said, less than an hour
Yeah.
between two, so like that probably
That's
doesn't help
true.
either. Like if
Mhm.
you would probably run like one on Friday, for example, then maybe it wouldn't be as bad.
Mhm.
But I feel like that, like, I'm surprised you only like they're making you. I guess. Oh wow, sorry. One sec.
Allergies?
No, the contact. The left contact is not the perfect size. It's supposed to be.
Oh, that's
It's like it's just like
gotta be
moving
the
around
worst.
sometimes. Like I can feel. It feels like something's in my eye right now.
Mm-hmm.
Since like you're running back to back, basically, is that just based on like what your events are, or is that like they set it up that way?
Like that's how all track meets are. Like the 200 is always one of the last events that's ran, and the 400, the 4x4 is always the last. Like, and I can't
Oh
believe.
yeah,
it-
no, I knew that. I knew
yeah,
that.
like in high school, I can't believe I did like 4 or 5 events like a day. Like thinking back,
But then
that's
again,
crazy.
like you said, like you were so dominating that like, and I feel like that's everyone that's like good in their sport. Is like in high
Yeah.
school, you're like, oh, you're the best,
Mhm.
and then you get to college and you're like, I think I can't remember who I said it to. I don't know if I said it to you or like just like I was talking to my friends. When you're in high school, you go to high school, you go to school at like 8, right? Like 7 or 8, and then you do your school, and then you go to practice every day, and then you come back at like 4, and you're like, hell yeah, I got the rest of the day and can do whatever. And now you go to like practice. Like for me, for example, I go to practice in the morning, and then I have class maybe once or twice, and then I have meetings, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this again. Like
Mhm.
this sucks, you know. And like I don't know how that like switched, but I like you said, it's like you're doing everything at 100% now. It's like not like you're not the best guy at the school anymore for your or the best athlete for your sport anymore. It's like you're not like, oh, you know, whatever, I'm better than everybody anyway. And I feel like that's like another thing that like pushes your body so much more because you're like, oh, like all these people are like really really good athletes.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
everyone around me is good athlete. I have to be so much better than what I was, you know, to be able to like compete.
Yeah,
Even so.
you got to be like a certain type of athlete if you're just going to show up.
No,
in
you have to be
college
crazy. You literally have to be
like
crazy.
Michael Vick when he was in college playing
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
Like just insane.
Yeah, like
just
you have
moving
you-
around people like dummies at the highest level. of
Exactly.
D1.
That's what I'm saying. You have to be like legitimately crazy to be a Division 1 athlete. Like there's just like I know a lot of people say like, oh, you're on scholarship, you get paid whatever, like you get all your
Mhm.
stuff paid for, but like people really don't understand how much there is that goes into sports and how much there is that like will destroy you if you're not like fully like bought into like doing the sport. Like
Well, and
wanna-
everything
like, I mean-
around it too. You
I
guys
mean-
got to be at all these events all the time. and
Exactly,
Just
it's like
to
being-
show for the sport that you're trying to provide for the people, you got to
Yeah.
represent it in all these other places.
And like you being a freshman, so yeah, you haven't like you had now, like you said, you had like just now your first like real like, oh, somebody's leaving kind of
Mhm.
thing, you know, like in football, like we just lost like 50 people. The locker room has 6 more open spots. Last year we didn't have any spots open, and the other locker room was kind of filled up too. Like, you know, we lost about 50 people. Or we were 153, I think. We're not right now at 117 with the new recruits coming in. So like you lose. There's such a big turnaround in football that like, and like a lot of people are your friends. You know, they're transferring, they're going to other schools. Like not just because of like, oh, like they need to leave. Like for their better opportunity to like get like a better opportunity at a different school. And so like seeing your friends leave and like seeing people leave that like you were actually really close with or really cool with is super hard. Like I mean, like I said, like you were talking about it too, and like you said, is it kind of hard for you a little bit too? That like, you know, you guys are such a small group. You know, there's not that many girls. So like when somebody leaves, it's kind of a bigger impact. And for us, it's not that much a thing. It was at the beginning for me too, because I was like, oh, you know, like this is kind of one of my boys. You know, why did he leave? When I left too, like when I left
Yeah.
CSU, like I was a mess because I was like all these people that like just became really good friends with for like 8 months, all now gone. You know, and the only 2 people I still talk to is one of the soccer players and Alex. They're the only 2 people I really talk to from CSU still. And so like that's always kind of tough getting into like that stuff and like people saying, oh, you know, you're still getting paid, you still get like school paid for you. Yeah, but we also work really really hard and like the mental side of everything and the physical side of everything. Like we work for what we get. You know, like it's not like we just do like nothing all day and then we get paid and we get our school paid for. Like it's not like that. You know, there's so much going on behind the scenes that people just don't know about. And yeah, I kind of went on a rant there for a second, but
That's a fair one because a lot of people, I feel like it's not like it used to be. I think people are becoming way more aware of the grind, but especially when NIL first came out, everyone was like freaking out. And as it's gone on, it's like, okay, it kind of makes sense, right? Coaches can up and leave. Literally everyone can up and leave except for the players. So
Yeah.
then it's like, and then the payment thing, I don't think really anyone ever had a problem with them getting paid. That's one I'll never understand.
No, it's like
why that took so
people,
long.
like I don't know if you've gotten any messages about this yet, but like people will like tweet at me or like say something about like, oh, you get your school paid for, you get nutrition, like you get everything paid for. Like, why are you not like being the best self? You know,
Mhm.
like that's just stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong, Nebraska has the best fans in the nation, but like there's a lot of people also that are some really, really ridiculous people that say some things that might not seem like it hurts, but it does hurt. Like, there's a lot of things that are said that, and I mean, personally, I see all of it. Like especially during the time I was not playing. I didn't really do much. I lifted. I got surgery on my knee, so during that time after my surgery was right when the season started and like I wasn't able to do anything. That time was rough. I mean, I deleted Twitter because I was like, I mean, I can't deal with this. Like people, I still have all the message requests, which I didn't even know about. Like I just found out there's a message request like for people that don't follow you. Didn't know that, and I just went through it and I was like there's some
I think there's one for me on there because I didn't have your number at the time yet. I think I tried to ask you like, hey, you coming in for something?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, and so like that's what I'm like. It just kind of hurt. Like, I mean, you're as an athlete, you're expected to kind of get past it, and like you do, and it's not that easy to get. Like, it's not that hard to get past it, but like, especially during this past year, like there was just so much coming from like both positive and negative that like it just gets kind of rough sometimes, and like you have to kind of get rid of social media. Like, okay, I need to like take a break or something like that. Like I need to get away from that. And Nebraska has some amazing people for like psychology and therapists and mental health that like those are big resources, like massive resources,
which is good.
Yeah,
because there's especially with social media, like there's bad fans everywhere, right?
Yeah,
like there's bad people in every crevice of the earth. They're always and they have the loudest opinions.
The thing is like you got to kind of get behind the fact that like they really are not meaning it in the worst way. Like there's some people that are like, well, yeah, they just want to hurt you.
They just want to hurt your feelings.
But then there's like a lot of people that like really don't mean it that way. Like they don't mean it as bad as it comes out. But like people really don't think about what they're tweeting at kids. We're all still like I just turned 22. Like I'm now an adult, like even then, like I'm still kind of a young adult. Like I see myself as a kid. I'm just a stupid kid. But
that's crazy. Like if you like even you, Megan, like if someone like tweeted something nasty and you just like went up to be like, hey, why'd you tweet that? Their attitude would completely change. Like, oh, sorry, man. I just I was having a bad day. I just mad because you ruined my fantasy or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're just like human, but behind that screen, people just they forget
the burner accounts. Yeah. I mean, like, looking at your post, for example, like that was crazy.
Which one?
The ready for track season.
Which
on
one?
Twitter.
The leg one or the one with the
when you're sitting.
Oh, that was a good picture.
Yeah, like it was a good picture. It was great. Like you look beautiful and all, but like some of
the comments on
that. The comments on that.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, hey, like this is a young girl. Like well.
No, like I'm young. Like I'm a child.
Like you don't, like there's a lot of older people on that. They're like saying some like wild stuff.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, that's ridiculous. Like you realize who you're talking to right now. You know what I mean? Like if it's some top model or whatever that's doing whatever, like putting herself out that way, then it's not super different. But like, even then I can be like, okay, whatever. But like, this is a college athlete that just got to college, like trying to build her brand, trying to be her person, trying to like get around in college, figure out what college is like. And then you come out with like shit like, oh, I'm sorry.
We got it.
Okay, we got it.
Is that
Okay.
the first
That's
one of
the
the
first,
new year?
that's my first one.
First dump of the new year.
Oh, my second one actually. So wait, is this still going to be on?
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
stuff? Okay, well, there was the first dump. No, it's like just crazy how some people like can say stuff like that and be
Well, like, so I'm 19, newly 19, but like,
happy birthday.
thank you. It was like NIL, like contracts. I'm not right.
Oh,
I
yeah,
signed
yeah.
a contract for 4 years, and I thought it was only for a year.
Okay. I've told the story about the credit card thing here. Did I not? Yeah. She's not very good at listening or reading what she's signing.
So is it 4 year?
Huh? No, mine I canceled already, but I
Okay,
lost
okay.
a lot from it.
Okay.
No, but like for young athletes, like just getting to college, like NIL people are reaching out and like trying to sign them on things and deals. And like as a young person, I truly don't understand like the whole contract that you read it through, you skim it, but you don't truly understand everything that comes out of it.
Yeah.
So like I
You're
just
not
think that's
reading the
crazy.
fine print.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you
not
can't-
reading the fine
they
print.
Because you
prey on
don't
that.
know.
Mhm,
I mean,
yeah,
you don't
like
know.
so many people are preying on young athletes, and I just find that so crazy. And I was preyed on, and I just like
I mean, and it's like a mistake you do. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, this is the time where you do the mistakes. But like when you like something like that is such a like a major thing that could actually hurt your career possibly.
I
There's
wonder
this
if that's like the next step for universities. There's almost had like
I
an
personally
agent that
think
they had
that's
to
what I'm
go
saying.
through to
I
set these
personally
deals
think
up.
that like every school should have like a hey, like I understand we have open doors, but like even that is kind of stupid. But like I wish like every school had like somebody where like okay, hey, like well we do have lawyers, like,
Mhm.
free lawyers.
But like I wouldn't know that. Like
That's what
it's
I'm
just
saying.
things
You,
like
don't- you just don't
yeah.
know about that stuff, and since it's so new, like
Mhm.
NIL is so new, like there's not much you can really know. Like I told you that too. I didn't know that I was not allowed to do NIL the first like 4 days.
Yeah.
I could have lost my visa. I was about to sign deals with Manscaped. Even they didn't know. They had no clue. They didn't know that like I wasn't allowed to, and I could have lost my visa over that. Like I would have literally lost my whole last 4 years
Yeah.
based off of
Uprooted.
based off of something that like I just didn't get any information about, and nobody knew. Like I went to the compliance office and they didn't even know, and they were like, "Oh, let me put it like," and it's not their fault at all. You know,
No, it's
like
a tricky
like
situation.
our compliance office is like one of the best compliance offices I've ever had. At CSU, I didn't even know who the people in the compliance, but here, like Jamie and Jonathan are two of the nicest people, like personally, that I've been able to like have as resources and people that I can talk to about a lot of things. And so it's really nice to be able to like ask them about things, and even when they didn't know, they will make sure they find out. You know, and so like as a young athlete, you don't really think about like, oh, this could, you know, this is this and this and this. You're like, okay, like they're offering me money or they're offering me like a clothing brand, whatever, and then you're like, oh yeah, sure, whatever. But then like you get stuck in this hole and whatnot. But we're about to head and break. This is Speed and Power. We have one more segment after this, and we will be back after the break.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time at practice, and I help you stop wasting time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Tractor Supply has a new progressive pay model where team members receive 5 wage increases in the first 2 years of employment with the ability to earn up to $24 per hour. Applicants can expect a 3 and 4 day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 90.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa,
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take, but it gave my mom and me more time to plan together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
This message is for Karina. Our mom will finish her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Amethyst and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road. A new year means new goals and upgrading, but that doesn't only apply to health and fitness. Mullen Motors can get you into a new vehicle right now and get your 2023 started off the right way. They cleared off their 2022 inventory and have tons of new vehicles to choose from. Make sure you get to where you need to be this year. Out with the old and in with the new. Stop by Mullen Motors today, just north of 48th and Lake.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from the program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 o'clock on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Ticket Week on 93.7theticketfm.com.
Do it.
Hi, this is Welcome Back to the Ticket with Murray Corelli, Megan Walker, and Harrison.
Oh my gosh! I thought you were gonna forget.
I had to look at the screen.
She went. This is welcome back. This is the ticket.
Okay.
It is the ticket. There's no false statement in that.
I'm not done yet. We are sponsored by Lincoln's Pub.
Yeah.
What else? On Layton, 44 and Layton.
Nope. 48th and Layton.
48th and Layton. Layton.
And the show?
This is the ticket, and this is our.
This is Speed and Power
This
on
is
the
Speed
ticket.
and Power on the ticket. See, I need like a script.
Hey, but it's not bad. It's not bad.
I feel like that's about everyone's first one.
Yeah.
There's no order. It's just whatever.
It's just whatever.
The first time I said 97, the 97.3 the ticket.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's
oh,
embarrassing.
yeah. No, I turned red. It was hilarious. But
That's funny.
yeah, we got a short segment here.
Yeah, we went a little bit over on the first, but that's what happens. This is pretty good topics though.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a real thing. Like with NIL, it's kind of crazy, and you see all the players. Because I think when NIL first started, or not NIL, just the transfer portal, which would eventually lead into more NIL opportunities. It was like 1,600 some kids, and it's only been 4 years now. And the last one was like 3,600 some.
Yeah,
so that number it just keeps growing every year. And with that, like you were saying, there's going to be sharks getting all these kids to come over. Some probably good intentions, but those ones that are just trying to, maybe make a quick buck, it does make you a little worried about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like thinking back over it is like they called me pretty too many times. Like it was probably a red flag. Like just focusing so much on like things that didn't matter.
and they haven't done anything.
And they haven't done it. But we're not gonna diss on that. We're not gonna do that.
Nobody knows who it is.
Facts.
No matter.
Yeah. But yeah,
And
just
I was gonna say we gotta be careful here. So if it isn't ink, then
ink.
And corporation.
Oh no.
Well, like
no, as
we're
in
not gonna
like
say
pen
names.
ink, pen ink, like signed in pen.
Oh no! Oh yeah,
and ink like a signature.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Sorry, I thought you meant incorporation. Like
No.
like a company. No, yeah, no, it's fine. But
Let's see here. I think we did get another one from the text line. Texas Jeremy says, Nuri, as a transfer, tell me your thoughts on transfer rules. Head coaching change, immediate eligibility. Grad transfer, immediate eligibility. For all other reasons, 1 year sit out time to acclimate to your new environment.
well, I transferred here right before they changed that, so like I didn't have that.
Oh,
1
that's
year.
right.
So
Yeah.
I got an immediate waiver based on my host family was here, my coach got fired, and mental health that like I stated on my waiver application, and so I was not in that time where they just changed it like you can transfer
Yeah, you
once and be
snuck
fine.
just in there.
No, dude, it was right before. Like I transferred, and then like a couple months after that, they were like, "Oh yeah, you can transfer once now and be fine." And I was like, I was full, like this huge process that I had to do, but
Yeah.
whatever. I think personally, you should be able to transfer once, because I mean, like we talked about earlier, coaches can leave whenever they want to
Mhm.
and be fine, but athletes are kind of get stuck there. Now, I think there should be a reason. Like a coaching change could be a big reason.
But how do you feel about the immediate eligibility for grads and coaches?
For grads, I think it's fine.
And
For-
then
for grads, I think it's fine,
Yep.
and I think it's fine for people that have coaching change. If you're just transferring for no reason,
1 year sit out seems fair.
1 year sit out, I would say 1 year sit out seems fair, but don't lose your eligibility.
Yeah.
So that's fair, I think. But there could be other reasons too. I think the way they have it with the like waiver people, like the people that like do the waiver applications and stuff, is kind of smart, and it kind of helps out that there's people that like can help out with them.
Seems like it's kind of like keeping the floodgates from opening too. Like if you just let everyone eligible right away, you might see that transfer portal number.
Oh, it'll go huge, yeah.
And
It'll be
then
huge.
it's
Yeah.
really
No, that's not
chaotic.
good. That's not good. I think like the 1 year rule is kind of nice. It works, and like you can transfer once, it should be a good idea. But
and that's across all sports, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
sure.
it'd be
I
the same
don't know.
thing.
I don't know
for
how that
every-
works with other sports, but I think if you transfer down, like a division down,
Mhm.
then your immediate eligibilities too. I'm not sure about that though, so I don't know.
But yeah, we'll have to wrap it up here. Like I said, it was a short segment, but I appreciate everyone chiming in. It's always good to have you guys chime in, especially Texas Jeremy. Appreciate it. An unknown texter, and Nancy as well. Appreciate you guys chiming into the show. But this was Speed and Power, the new show, first of the year. You guys will be back again next Sunday, right? No
Next
hiccups in
Monday.
the schedule? Or
Next
Monday, excuse me.
I think so. I don't know if there shouldn't be any issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
plan
so
on
we'll
it.
see.
We'll plan on it next Monday. Up next, we have Talking Tens. Kinsey Davis is back with special guest. So stay tuned in for that. That'll go all the way from 8 to 9, and that'll do it for Ticket Weeknights. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great rest of your Monday night.